What's the secret you've kept from your parents that would destroy them if they knew? I was house-sitting for my parents when I accidentally broke my mom's irreplaceable vase, a 200-year-old family heirloom that had survived wars, migrations, and generations of careful handling. Until me. It slipped through my fingers while dusting and shattered into exactly 17 pieces on their hardwood floor. My parents were returning in less than 24 hours. That's when I made a decision that spiraled into the most insane 18 hours of my life. I decided to find an exact replica before they got home. The vase wasn't just any antique. It was hand-painted Chinese porcelain from the Qing dynasty, passed down through my mother's family since the 1800s. She'd once caught me touching it as a child and said, "This vase is worth more than our car. It's the only thing my grandmother saved when they fled Shanghai." I couldn't just super glue it back together. I needed an authentic match. After frantically Googling, I found exactly one similar vase listed at an auction house in Chicago, 3 hours away. The auction was starting in 90 minutes with an estimated price of $15,000. I had $2,700 to my name. I called the auction house, begging them to let me see the vase before bidding. Desperate, I lied. "I'm calling on behalf of the Museum of Asian Arts. We need verification of authenticity before bidding. Could someone please examine the markings on the base?" She described exactly what I needed to hear. The same imperial seal, the same distinctive crack in the glaze that my mother's vase had. I carefully wrapped each broken piece, emptied my savings account, and started driving to Chicago. By the time I reached the auction house, I'd secured promises for another $8,000. Nowhere near enough. I registered as a bidder with my maxed out credit card, hands shaking as I signed the forms. The vase was lot number 42. When lot number 42 came up, my stomach lurched violently. The auctioneer started at $5,000. Multiple paddles went up immediately. $7,000, $10,000, $12,500. I raised my paddle at $13,000, knowing I was committing financial suicide. The price climbed to $20,000. At $22,000, it was down to me and one other bidder, a young man about my age in a perfectly tailored suit. At $25,000, I made my final bid, already $14,300 beyond what I could pay. The man studied my face, then nodded slightly and lowered his paddle. The auctioneer's gavel fell. Sold for $25,000 to bidder number 137. I stumbled to the payment office in a daze. This was it. I'd be in debt for years. As I fumbled for my ID, a hand touched my shoulder. It was the other bidder. "Why do you want this vase so badly?" The whole story poured out of me. The heirloom, the accident, my desperate plan. I showed him photos of the broken pieces in my car. To my shock, he started smiling. I've never heard such a story. What happened next still seems miraculous. He paid for the vase, all $25,000, then followed me to my car. After examining the broken pieces, he made a call in Mandarin. An hour later, we were in a small apartment above a Chinese restaurant, watching an elderly man with magnifying glasses meticulously repair my mother's vase. "My grandfather," the young man explained. "He restored artifacts for the National Museum in Beijing before immigrating. The vase I bought will join our family collection. Your mother will never know the difference." By dawn, the restoration was complete. The vase looked perfect. Even the distinctive crack in the glaze had been preserved. I tried to thank him, offering to repay him somehow. He handed me his card instead. "Have dinner with me next week. That's repayment enough." His name was Daniel Liu, art history professor specializing in Chinese ceramics. I made it home 3 hours before my parents returned, placing the vase exactly where it belonged. That night at dinner, my mother paused while passing the salt, her eyes narrowing at the vase. My heart stopped. "Did you dust while we were gone?" she asked. I nodded. Unable to speak, she smiled. "You missed a spot, and that was it. The closest I came to being caught." Daniel and I had our first date the following week. Our second date was at his grandfather's workshop, where the old man taught me the basics of porcelain restoration. By our first anniversary, Daniel had given me a small vase of my own. Not a priceless antique, but a promise. We're married now and have 2 kids.